Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Adams Rite number 41-0942-02-119-IB. Here is the business end of your lock, of your inside trim. This is the interior escutcheon operator that is a die-cast metal for your sliding door lock. They make a die-cast metal version, they make a plastic version. The plastic versions are far more common. I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know that it's really cost. I don't believe that there's a significant cost difference actually, but the die-cast is less common, or at least I sell less of them, significantly as a matter of fact. This is the interior portion only of your sliding door lock, and the sliding door lock can be a multiple of different part numbers. There can be multiple different part numbers is what I am trying to say. There is a link below this video to a document called Product Brochure that will allow you to review the total lock, all the piece parts combined in a sales brochure sort of perspective. In essence, you're dealing with three primary parts: the inside trim, the outside trim, then the lock body. It's very common for us to sell only the inside trim or only the outside trim. It's damaged, that piece alone needs to be replaced, and that's this part number itself. Now, you have to, if you know that you have a die-cast metal version, then you're going to be dealing with a 4189 series lock or a 4190 or possibly a 4195 versus the 4430 or the 4431 series from Adams Rite that are the plastic trim units. If you know you've got die-cast, you're in the right area for sure. Now, some people will pull that off and look at the stamping feature to the back where it says HE0066, and some people will do, and rightfully so, believe that that's the part number. It's not. It's just the casting part number that has no... I mean, we know what you mean when you say HE0066 or HE66, but it doesn't tell us the exact item you need because there are variables that can be done on the casting aspect itself. To talk about the interior trims or the different types of interior trims that you might need, once you've determined you've got this lock, let's look at the document called parts drawing. There's also a template, kind of the same information. Parts diagram, or parts diagram it's called, forgive me, is a better document, and that's what I'd like for you to take a look at. You will see that you've got an exploded view of the 4189 or the 4190 series lock, and it calls out the different parts. Now you can see on the interior side, interior escutcheon operator, 41-0942. Then it gives you a bunch of X's. That's the important stuff that we have to determine that will tell us what exact model of an HE0066 you have. This happens to be a -02-119. The -IB, don't worry about that. That just means it's individually boxed. Okay, so one will come in a box. They can be ordered in bulk. If you were building a 50-unit condo building, you can buy a box of 50 of these. It would have that part of the part number would change. Okay, now, in order to accurately determine how you derive a 41-0942, you need to go back to the product brochure, because that will give you the table on the bottom of page 2 at the left, how to derive that. Basically, it means this: how thick is your door? The 02 model is for a door that's from 1 7/16 to 1 5/8 thick. And as a matter of fact, not that common, but relatively common. The more common is the 01 model from 1 inch to 1 3/8. If you have a door that's thicker than 1 5/8 and up to 2 inch, you'd be looking at an 03. So now you're at 41-0942 dash door thickness. Let's say you've got a 1.5 inch thick door, -02. Next is the color. What's the color supposed to be? This is a 119, black anodized finish. Okay, you can do a 130. That will be aluminum type color, a silver type color. A 121, that would be a dark bronze type color. Then the keying options. If you're ordering just the trim, there is no function of keying option on the interior trim, so that's why the part number is not defined. And then the dash IB, individually boxed, is there. So that's how you'll determine what the proper interior escutcheon operator you will need. For the inside, it's really easy, but you do have to know the door thickness. Don't guess. There's no reason to guess. Hopefully there's no reason. Measure your door thickness. The most common is the 01, but the 02 is relatively common as well. The 03 less so, but it can be done. I've sold this material for 4-inch thick doors, but the doors, while they're 4-inch thick, they don't make operator escutcheons, and what really changes is the length of the tailpiece. They don't make super long tailpieces. What you'll find in an exceptionally thick door is that the lock body is offset to one side so that they can work within the range of a standard operator length on the tailpiece. And you've got that slide, goes up and down, and that's of course limited by its insertion in the lock body, but we can kind of emulate what that would look like in a proper operation. Well, anyway, you get the concept that that tailpiece is going to move back and forth to make the lock go up and down, lock, unlock, that sort of scenario. From that parts drawing, parts diagram, you can also see the different parts. So if you need additional pieces, for instance, maybe it's only your 25-0094 that's broken, just the knob, you can buy only that knob. So if it's only the knob, buy only the knob. You might say, oh gosh, I need some screws as well, and you'll notice that part number 4, there's some X's there. Those also relate to, you have to decide the thickness of the door is what I actually am trying to say. The R12, R16, or R22, those 3 part numbers will go in alignment with the 01, 02, or 03 door thickness. If you, I often will get a client who calls and says, you know what, just give me the whole new lock. Unnecessary to spend all that money when just the inside or the outside operator is broken. The outside operator is more common to break. I think if there's going to be some vandalism, that will be the piece that will potentially be be vandalized or broken, or a key broken off. And speaking of that, you can buy only the insert cylinder. So getting you to look at the parts diagram is helpful because it will allow you to determine the rest of the pieces that you might need. Finally, if there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Adams Rite products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. I'm quite partial to Adams Rite because I appreciate the fact that they make those parts diagrams available so that you can continue to get useful service out of the existing lock, where you'll find these all the time, and more so the plastic versions on boats. 1-inch thick doors, sliding doors on boats, all the time. If you've got a boat that's 25 years old, which is a quite common age for a boat, it's really helpful to buy only that replacement cylinder to get your boat door locked, because obviously there's probably lots of unattended time on the boat. You want that to lock. Adams Rite doesn't force you to buy the entire lock assembly and start from scratch. If you have any questions on the Adams Rite 41-0942, -02-119-IB interior escutcheon operator, or any other Adams Rite product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.